All right, welcome to the Frog News Network. I'm Doug Kuzma, and this is Mike Penny. We have a bunch of guests on the show tonight, so let's introduce a couple of people and where you're calling in from, and we'll get right to it. A bunch of people have asked us what opportunities we had, so we're going to bring a little presentation on first and then do the show, guys. So tell us where you guys are watching us from tonight.
All right, we got them Rockingham, North Carolina.
Boonville, Kentucky. Welcome to Doug and Mike Live.
Arizona in the house.
California in the house. Welcome to the show.
Cashiers, North Carolina.
Greenville, Michigan. Welcome to the show, guys.
Tobaccoville, North Carolina.
St. Louis, Missouri. Welcome to the show. You're live with Doug and
Prescott,
Mike.
Arizona, and Dayton, Ohio in the house.
I share this out, guys. This is going to be an incredible show tonight. And Pensacola, Florida. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Welcome to the show, Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Elizabethtown, Tennessee. Welcome to the show.
Friendswood, Texas in the house. Texas
Missouri,
standing strong.
the show. Welcome to the show. Oklahoma. Welcome to the show.
Bella Vista, Arizona in the house. Lillington, North Carolina in the house.
St. Clair Shores, Michigan. Welcome to the show.
Champaign, Illinois in the house.
Ohio. Welcome to the show. You're live with Mike and Doug.
Kansas Barbecue in the house.
Ohio. Welcome to the show, Dave.
Floyd from Lynchburg, Virginia.
West Virginia. Welcome to the show, Kevin.
Ooh, she's flying tonight.
Yes, sir. We're gonna we're gonna have some fun tonight. Dayton, Ohio in the house.
BC, British Columbia, Canada in the
Orlando,
house.
Florida in the house. Welcome to the show.
Clayton, North Carolina. Kim, welcome. Went to school.
All right, guys,
Kim.
make sure you like this and share it out. Share it out. We want to get to many as people as we can. We all know today was a big day, and we'll be discussing that a little bit later in the show. Share it out. Share it out. Maine in the house. Welcome to the show. Excuse me.
Hicksville, Ohio.
New Jersey in the house. Welcome to the show.
Welcome. South Carolina in the house. Charlotte, North Carolina in the house.
The house is full tonight. You got that right. We got a show for you tonight. California in the house.
Dublin, Virginia. Fuquay Varina, North Carolina. Buffalo, New York.
Georgia.
Welcome, Ohio in the house again.
We'll give it about 2 more minutes introducing people, and then we're going to get right to the show because it's slam packed. Wisher, Mass in the house. Minnesota in the house. Yes, smash that like button. Hit that share button. Let people know what's going on in the world today. We are
Florida.
the news. There's my person from Lexington, Virginia.
North Dakota. Riverside, California. Michigan.
North Dakota.
West Virginia.
Mississippi in the house. Australia in the house.
Connecticut in the house.
Hammer time. You got that right. Wacky, Oregon in the house. You got that right.
Maryland in the house.
Baltimore, Maryland.
Florida.
New York in the house.
Louisiana in the house. Caused some trouble in a bridge today.
Arizona. The Froganites be jumping in the stream. That's right. Get it out. Send it out. We're up to 2,200 people now. I want to hit 7,000 tonight. Come on, guys.
Scranton, PA. Centerburg, Ohio.
Kentucky in the house. Maryland in the house.
Albany, New York.
Kansas City, Missouri. Denby in the house. Welcome, Big Chuck, to the show. Welcome to the show, Big Chuck.
Lebanon, Indiana.
Burn them mask up, Chuck says. I put mine up. You looked at my Facebook page. I was grilling them on the grill. England in the house. England in the house.
Quebec in the house. Scranton, PA in the house.
Queen. You got a new queen over there in England, if you don't know.
Yes, plenty of Froganites in North Carolina on us tonight.
Illinois is there.
Ohio is showing up big time too, guys.
All right, Mike.
Where's Texas and PA?
We're at right at 5 minutes now. So I'm going to turn the show over to Mike, and Mike's going to bring some people on for you. I'm going to sit back and mute my mic and let y'all go to work. And before I put Mike on, this is all about people asking us for opportunities to get involved in making money online. So I'm going to put this over to Mike, and Mike will introduce everybody. And in about 30 minutes or so, we'll come back on, or however how long it takes for them to do their presentation, and they'll give you the opportunity to ask questions. Thank you. Mike, go ahead.
guys, more so than just the opportunity, is it's also a product that you can get your hands on that helps alleviate the need for big pharma. Okay, in a big time way, and it's going to be a very special thing that you hear tonight. And I'm going to go ahead and just kind of get things started. One of my mentors has gladly jumped on and helped put all this together for us tonight, and we're going to give her the floor in just a second. But I wanted to let you know that been working with Charlotte for probably 10 years now, if not a little bit more, in multiple online businesses, and work together. And I've learned a lot from this lady, and I cannot tell you the leadership ability, the friendship ability, and her love for God and Christ is bar none the reason why we stay together so much, and we're not only friends but partners in business. Charlotte, if you would come on and tell everybody what's going on tonight.
Well, I'd be honored to, Mike. And I tell you, to me, I tell everybody you're my adopted son. So whether you like it or not, you're part of the family.
Sweet.
And we are so thrilled to have you as part of that family. And it is such an honor to be here tonight with you and all of your guests, and to give us an opportunity just to share some great and wonderful news. And to do that, I always feel the person that's best qualified to tell us about it is going to be joining us here. But I'd like to introduce you to my business partner, and that is Dr. Ralph LeBlanc. And Dr. Ralph is a chiropractor. He's been here in Branson, Missouri, in case you guys are wondering where we're coming from, for 25 years as a chiropractor. He's a best-selling author with Jack Canfield. He is a public speaker, has talked in places all over the world. So, he's not only a great mentor, a great friend, but he's the guy that keeps me walking straight. And just to kind of tell you what happened, I was in his office, and anybody that knows my story knows that I was having a hard time keeping my head on straight. And he was gracious enough to stick this little piece of technology on me that has made such a difference in my life that there's no way I couldn't share it with you and everybody else. So, Dr. Ralph, let us turn this over to you.
Well, thank you, Charlotte. I appreciate it. And guys, thank you so much for having us on. We really appreciate the opportunity to share this amazing technology. And I think, Mike, you mentioned something about this healthcare revolution that we're having. And I liken it to this as a healthcare practitioner, is that, we have to take personal responsibility for our health. We have to find the things and surround ourselves with like-minded people and ideas that equate to health being a byproduct of everything that we do every single day. And so, as Miss Charlotte kind of told you a little bit about me, I'm a best-selling author. I co-authored a book with Jack Canfield. I do motivational speaking, and I'm one of 5 instructors for one of the state-of-the-art chiropractic techniques in the world. And I travel all around, just meeting people all over. So I see every single day how people are struggling with their health, and we've kind of been sitting passively for quite a while now. And I think now is the time where people are starting to, not to borrow a phrase, but get woke on this, and really starting to plug into things that are life enhancing, as opposed to shutting your system down. I mean, we really want to wake the body up. And so one of the things that I've come into contact with, and my business partner Steve Bailey, who's on the call here tonight, or on the show with us tonight, he introduced me to this. And quite frankly, I wasn't very enthused about it, because as a healthcare practitioner, I see a lot of people come into my office with products, potions, lotions, and, things of that sort. And, after 20 plus years, 25 years almost, it kind of gets a little mundane at times. So you kind of shut it off and you kind of get numb to it all. But, he shared this information with me, and just gave me a little bit of the technology of what it did. And which, quite frankly, it did kind of intrigue me for a little bit. But where it really opened up for me was the story that Miss Charlotte told you, when her and her husband came into the office, and I truly knew just about zero about this technology. And I just simply asked her, I said, Miss Charlotte, would you do me a favor? Let me put this patch on you, and let's see what happens. She says, what's to do? I said, it's supposed to help your body heal and feel better, but let's see what it does, because I don't know enough about it. And literally 45 minutes to an hour later, she is texting me. I'm in between patients. she's blowing my phone up going like, what is this? Where do I get more? And can I share this with people? And so I didn't know at the time. So I just told her, I said, Charlotte, give me a minute. Let me get through the day. I'll get with you in the afternoon. And that's certainly what we did. And I was able to share more because my business partner, Steve, he knew more about it than I did. And I since learned more. And so what I want to share with everyone tonight is, what is this technology? What is this this thing that we're talking about? It's having amazing effects, not just in our country, but around the world with people. And what it is this, it uses light therapy. Okay. And I like to say this, I do a weekly conference call about the product. And I say this, I said, in the beginning, God said, let there be light, and there was light, and he said it was good. And one of the interesting things that people don't know is that our bodies have energy and emit light itself. Now, it's light that we can't see with the visible eye, but back in the 70s and 80s, there was technology that was invented, Kirlian photography, where you can take a picture of the human body and you could see light being emitted from it. You could take a picture of an apple and see that same process. Any live organism or anything that had energy to it, you could take a picture with this camera, and you could see the field of light around it. Well, David Smith, the inventor, the visionary, the owner of the company, and the company's called LifeWave. And basically what he did was he was able to harness this technology in a way that we can deliver photo light therapy around the world very effectively, very efficiently, and very economically. And in particular, one of the things that happened when he first started doing this, studying this technology, he did it for the U.S. government, actually for the Navy and the Navy SEALs. One of the things that those guys, if you guys know Navy SEALs, they're high performers. They stay up late, they stay up for long periods of time, and they're expected to perform on a level that most humans can't do. And so what they were able to do was provide them with energy patch technology and sleep patch technology, so that when they needed to be working and performing, they were able to do it. And then when they had downtime, they could rest. And also pain regulatory technology. So all of this came about. That's how the company started in 2004. So about 16 years ago. But recently, in the last 22 months, something that has blown, I guess, the industry on its head is the introduction of an X39 stem cell activation patch. Okay. Now, I think everybody on this program here, and you yourself might know what stem cells are. I mean, they're the life of every organism. They help modulate, everything from metabolism to cell reproduction to collagen formation. I mean, everything in the body stems on stem cells. Well, as you get older, they say the stem cells are no longer there. Well, here's the reality of it. Because of environmental toxins, because of physical traumas and all of the things that we experience every single day, our cells start to shut down. They become dormant. We're operating, let's say if we had a force of 1,000 and, we're only using about 600 guys and we still got, several hundred on the bench over there. Well, that's what happens. The cells kind of slow down and they shut down, they go dormant. Well, what this patch does, and it's very simple, very easy technology. I think I have one here and I can kind of show you what it looks like. It's about the size of a quarter. Okay. Looks just like that. Okay. And it's a hermetically sealed patch. The technology inside is organic crystals and minerals. And basically what they do when applied to the body, the heat and light from your body activates the patch. And what this patch does is it reflects that infrared ultraviolet light back into the cells, which activates a known copper peptide that, when present, not only activates stem cells, but mobilizes stem cells. Okay. Patented technology, ahead of its time. This is like moonshot theory type stuff. I mean, this guy took a shot, at the moon and he hit it. And so there's 81 patents. 81 studies about this technology. They're third-party independent studies. So the science is there. It's science fact, not science fiction. And interestingly enough, there's over 100 plus patents and patents pending, not just in the country, but also internationally. So it's protected technology. So, in order to do that, a lot of money invested, a lot of research invested. And so this is protected in a way that allows, people to have, home-based internet businesses. And this is one of the products that we're utilizing to just maximize that effort. And quite frankly, it's really taken the country by storm. And again, it's internationally. We're in 75 different countries around the world. And, you know, a lot of people, 16-year-old company, and a lot of people haven't heard of it. And I think that, you know, I say it's like a 16-year-old startup. You know, it's in the beginning. It's just, you know, growing every single day, every single day. So the technology is amazing. The results are unprecedented. Again, on my call, I have testimonials from all over the country, and it's mind blowing. I mean, some of them bring you to tears when, you know, a doctor in Fort Smith, Arkansas, whose father had Alzheimer's, is now re-engaging in the family simply by, and this is the only thing different that has been introduced into their life. And I mean, it just brings you to tears to know that we have in our hand now technology that could change the world, and we can regain our health and take back our moral responsibility to be responsible for ourselves and for our families. And I mean, that's where the rubber meets the road, is like, we have to step up. And if we don't, I mean, I think we've become complacent, and now we're waking up to that. And that's what we see happening around the world. And that's why healthcare practitioners, their businesses are booming. I mean, in the pandemic, quote unquote pandemic in 2020, my business increased 28% as a healthcare practitioner. You know, where other people were, my friends were, you know, struggling. People were coming to me because they knew I had different ideas and different processes that could get them closer to health, because everyone wanted to protect their health. They didn't want to lose it. And so this technology here by far is just very impressive. And I think the one thing that it does the most is, you know, it gives people the idea, the average person, the idea that they can make a difference, not just in their life, but in the lives of their friends, family, and people around the world.
I don't know about y'all, but that's kind of exciting considering all that's going on and the changes that are going on in the world today, and especially in the United States. And guys, he emphasized several times about the importance of protecting your health. Okay, your health will become your wealth in the new world we're about to deliver, and we're about to be a part of. Okay, the your body is your temple is going to become a very important statement when we fix humanity and we get things going in the right direction. All right. Not only is it going to be a very important statement, but it's going to be a very important action as well, because we're going to have opportunities and freedoms with our bodies to go way beyond the crap that we've done already. With the upcoming technologies, just even some of the stuff that he was mentioning. I know in my case, and another guy's case that's going to speak here in just a few minutes, I think he is. Charlotte, is he with us?
He's trying to get in. I'm not sure where he's at, but he said it's not letting him get in.
Okay, he should be backstage, Doug. You're muted, Doug.
I think I hear him. Michael, are you there?
All I have backstage is what we have on the show. There's nobody else back here.
Okay, well, I'm not sure where he went. He said he was having a hard time getting in, so I can
All
message him again real quick. But, you know, Mike, you and I have talked about this a lot, and, you know, we both know that all the things that are happening right now in the world are not exactly what we would love to see happen. But isn't it nice and refreshing to have something good come into your life? And, you know, you knowing my history, me knowing your history a little bit from working together, you know, we both ask for miracles, and we both believe they're going to happen. And isn't it awesome when they do happen, to know that you can be part of this cutting edge technology? And it's kind of like a dream. It's kind of like science fiction, but it's not science fiction. And you know what Dr. Ralph was sharing there with the technology, it's mind boggling. I mean, the testimonies, the people, the reports of the stories that we're getting back, to be able to, you know, to move your life in a healthy direction without the help of something that has 97 pages of warnings on it, has been so exciting to me, to do away with those things. Because, you know, it's like when the first thing on there says you could die, that's not exactly a good sign to me that this is something I need. So yeah, and so when it says there's nothing in here except, you know, what your body generates, it generates the heat and the light, and that is so awesome to know that you've got your own healing inside of you, And this is kind of like just plugging that little charger in to make it work better. So that's pretty phenomenal. But, you know, Michael, Doc hasn't really gotten into the marketing side of it at all. But I think, Michael, do we have you on there? I'm not sure we do.
He's not on. He's not in. He's not backstage at all.
Okay. Well, Doc, you want to talk to him a little bit about the marketing plan, or did you want Steve to do that?
Yeah,
or?
I'll tell you what. I also wanted to add it too. You know, from that health perspective, as far as like protecting our health and things like that. You know, one of the biggest things right now for people are, I mean, you know, kind of just staying young, looking young, doing that kind of stuff. I mean, feeling young, right? And so, you know, people have heard about stem cells. They've heard about telomeres and things like that. This technology here actually is age reversal. It has, you know, it's photobiomodulation in a sense that it activates things at a DNA level, at this, you know, not just a cellular level, but actually the DNA and those telomeres at the end of the DNA that you know shows the aging. So when they're frayed and short, that's gonna, you know, create more aging. They have the studies that prove that it lengthens the telomere, stabilizes the body. And like I said, collagen production, all those ladies on the call, they know what that means. They're going to look better, feel better, and just be amazing, you know? So, so with that being said, like Charlotte wanted me to kind of give you a little bit, actually, I'll tell you what, like Steve, my business partner here, could you share a little bit about the business side of what we're doing and how that works a little bit? You're muted.
Go ahead.
Can you hear me okay?
Yep.
Okay, fantastic. Well, Doc, you know, the product is just a miracle for so many people of healing, to get away from big pharma, all that. Start out the show. If you don't know, you've got to get away from big pharma, because it is definitely not healthy. So the great news about this product, it's simple, it's easy, it works 100%. There's no competition. You just stick it on the Band-Aid, and the next thing you know, for every person that refer to the product and they try to use it, well, once they try it, like, they want to order it again when they want to keep feeling better and keeping that age reversal going. Well, they're going to pay you every single time that they buy that product, as if you refer that person, and not just you, but they refer type scenario. So it's a really neat system where you can own like your own Amazon, click and order. They buy the product, you get paid. For a customer and they want the product for free, then they click and order, and there's people all over 75 up right now, and millions of people are buying this product, and people are getting paid. The opportunity is here to work from home like we've been doing. I'm 30 years into working from home, like Charlotte. I've made multiple 6-figure, 7-figure income from working from home. And I'm so excited about this product because the product helps so many people. And once you learn it, how it works, try it, the money back guarantee, for whatever reason. So you have a no risk, get this product on yourself, the people that you know, love, and care about. Every person refer to it, referral fee, and detail on that at a later
Steve.
time of the show. Yes, sir. Back to you.
All right. Yeah, you're breaking up real bad on us. I'm sorry.
We're getting some real bad feedback on somebody's microphone. It's horrible.
I think it's mine. So, Doc, please take over. I'm here. I'm listening. I've been trying. It's been breaking up the whole time. So my apologies.
Right.
Okay, I'm going to mute. There you go. All right, let's see if that's any better.
All right. So in a nutshell, basically what he was talking about is we now have access to this product through LifeWave. Okay. And both him and Charlotte and the doc, they've been working from home on projects like this and never before have had the success that they've had, like they're getting ready to have with this one as well. So it's exciting times. It's exciting times. There's a health revolution, like the doc mentioned in the beginning. It's an exciting time because there are open wounds that we can heal right now while we're waiting on the rest of the stuff to come. Guys, the telomere science, the stem cells are a very important part of putting yourself back together. Okay. My body, my temple. All right. Doc, you want to finish sharing with what Steve was talking about?
Yeah, just a little bit about it. Again, as Steve was mentioning, and I've done network marketing for quite some time now, and I'm active practice every single day. But it's definitely amazing to see what happens when you can leverage people, work with a team that really supports each other and really is for each other. You got people that are with you, and they're the hangers oners, but you got people that are for you, and that's the kind of team that we're building, and that's the kind of people that we're attracting, is people that are for one another, that want to, again, enhance their health, and from a physical standpoint, enhance their wealth from a financial standpoint. And we have our opportunity here to show people how they can earn a substantial income, working online, working with their phone, with a simple app that the company provides, that you can share information about this product with people all over the world. So it's pretty amazing. Again, in this industry, I've never seen anything like it. But from a health perspective and a technology standpoint, when you see how this works, and the technology behind making it and getting it to market, it's absolutely fascinating. I mean, it's mind blowing. And again, I've been around this industry for 28 years, and I do energy medicine myself, and I've seen everything from SCIO machines, quantum biofeedback, just different technology. But this far and above is just amazing. I mean, it's again, the product is the X39 stem cell activation patch, and again, there's no stem cell in this patch, so it's non-transdermal. It basically activates the stem cells that are dormant in each cell of your body, mobilizes them so that your body can heal and regulate and do what it knows how to do on its own. And so, I tell everybody, there's only one power that made the body. There's only going to be one power to heal that body. And when we get ourselves in trouble, we do need a little assistance. And this X39 stem cell activation patch will definitely help make that happen.
Oh wow, that's awesome. A lot of people were in the feed here asking, does it help lupus? Does it help diabetes? Those kind of things.
Right. I'll tell you this, again, stem cells being as important as they are for, kind of wound healing and things like that, they are vitally important for cellular metabolism. And what happens, remember I talked about those cells being dormant, the mitochondria, which are the energy centers of the cells. They're the ones that create energy and give us life. They become dormant. And I kind of liken it to getting you remember the old cars with carburetors? You get too much fuel in it, it shuts down, right? Well, we get too much toxicity in the cells, they shut down. But what happens is when those stem cells are activated and they go to work, the body, again, it wakes itself up. It's like cleaning up the house, and it opens it up again, and the cells start working, the energy starts producing, and all of those symptomatic things that you have that show up in your life that are showing up because your body has experienced this stress or this dis-ease because of being overworked, watching all of the stuff that we watch on TV and all the things going on in the world, where we're emotionally stressed, we're physically stressed, and on some level we're spiritual warfare all the time. And so that has a physiological effect on the body. When you activate those cells and the stem cells go to work, the symptoms you're feeling become not necessary, and your body heals itself. So when I look at, I'm kind of watching here, and I see some of the things that are asking, the different pathologies and things like that. Here's what I'll tell you, folks. We can't make any claims that it's going to heal anything, but here's what I do know. You can't cure a body, but you can heal a body. And there's only one power that heals that body. When you activate the cells in the body to do what they know how to do, they will heal and regulate on their own. And those symptoms that you're experiencing will fall to the wayside. I mean, I've seen people stabilize blood sugar because their cells are working more efficiently. I've seen people, their tremors in their hands decrease and diminish because their muscles are working better. Stem cells activate the body. They're the very life of the organism. And if you do that, folks, it'll make a world of difference in your life.
All right. So that's the product, guys. And we talked a little bit about the opportunity. We didn't go into great detail about the opportunity. Doc, is there a chance for a really good customer to come on board and be a part of this?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
So you don't want to sell, but you want to be a part of sharing everybody's experience and using the product.
Absolutely. Certainly. Yeah.
All right. Doug's gonna put the link up for everybody that you can go get more information. Okay, and we're gonna kind of bring this part of the show to an end, guys. One, we'd like to thank each and every one of you that are on right now. Doug, how many are on right now?
Hold on. 3403. I'm trying to grab that link, so give me just a second.
Miss Charlotte and Doc and Steve, we definitely thank each of y'all for your time, and I look forward to doing this again in a little bit more formal setting.
Absolutely.
Okay, and obviously with a larger team.
And Mike, just know we're here to support you guys any way that we can. So just reach out to us, let us know what you need, and then let us go to work for you.
Thank you so much for coming on, and we'll get it all together a little bit better next time. But thanks for coming on, and like whatever Mike does, I'm gonna do too, because we're partners in this. I'm gonna be partners in that as well. So know that, and as we grow, which we are doing just as fast as we can, we're getting ready to go really crazy here. So we definitely want to promote living healthier and what we can do and what are the things we can do to live healthier. I'm all for that, and if there's a chance to earn income with it too, I'm all in for that, because I'm not mad at money. it's mad at me because I can't keep none. But I really appreciate you guys coming on tonight. And we got a really big show to get to. Some of our listeners are very impatient, as you can see in the chat. I've told you to be 20 to 30. I've thrown out 20 people so far. We've always said if there's trolls, we're right over top the target. So we're doing good. As Grant Cardone says, you feed off the trolls, you're loved.
I will post the link after the show in the Telegram group. Charlotte and Doc and Steve, is it okay we invite y'all into the Telegram group?
Absolutely.
Yep.
Okay, guys. I'd like to thank you again for coming on. We'll get our show cranked up and get all these Frogonites what they want. Some dirty news.
Right on.
Thank you guys so much.
Hey guys, thank you for all that you do.
Thank y'all so much.
Yeah, thank you for delivering the message that you do. You guys are powerful, good, and it's just going to get better and better. So we appreciate that very much.
All right, thank you.
You bet.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Here we go.
Okay, so
anybody heard the big news yet?
I appreciate, first off, before we jump off the deep end here, I appreciate everybody's time, okay, and letting us share in the first 30 minutes here, well, the first 25 minutes or so, and sharing what the stem cells. The reason why I'm involved in the stem cell stuff is because in 2016 I was in a car accident. Right after healing up from that, 2 years almost, found out I had cancer, and then 2 years of fighting cancer. Well, a year and a half of fighting cancer to beat it all. Okay. So my body has a lot to put back together. And that's how I come across this program. And I'm almost 100% positive this it's an act of God that I'm actually in that.
Cool.
All right. So thank y'all for your time again, and look forward to any questions that you have. I will post a link for more information in the group. And those of you that have questions, you'll be able to reach out to Charlotte and Doc and Steve and ask those questions.
All right. Thanks a lot, Mike. And what it is, guys, a lot of people have contacted me and Mike off the show and asked them, what are some of the things you're involved with in marketing and stuff like that. So we wanted to share that with you. I know some people don't have patience for all that, but if you got patience to wait on God changing our lives, you certainly could wait 30 minutes to learn how to make a little money. If that's for you. If it's not for you, you could go out and come back in at any time. But thanks again for your patience, and let's get to it. Has anybody heard you don't have to wear your mask anymore? Hello. What? Put a 1 in the chat if you don't have to wear your mask anymore. Put a 1 in the chat if you don't have to wear your mask anymore. Listen, guys, I'm going to go over this for you real quick, okay? Today, it was announced by the CDC, if you have had both vaccines or the Moderna, the Johnson & Johnson shot, which is 1 shot, you don't have to wear a mask inside, outside, or anywhere, okay? You don't have to wear You have to wear one on an airplane or in a car, in a cab, or at a hospital. Now, listen. Here's the knocker. They can't ask you about any vaccine if you've taken it or not. You don't have to answer yes or no. You don't have to answer that question. You are protected under the Constitution and under your civil rights not to give anybody access to your medical condition or your medical records. You're protected, absolutely. So basically, they're saying, well, you have to have the shot, be without the mask. How the hell do they know who's got it and who don't got it? Secondly, the guy at the senior living center over here, Biden, comes right on TV and says, we're not going to enforce any kind of law that the people that haven't had the shot or around the people that's had the shot. So basically, let me pull the smoke and mirrors away like I put in the video. It's all been BS. It's all been a lie. It's all been just fabricated, the whole disease. You get it? It was nothing but the flu to start with. And from what we've seen lately, I'm going to just say it, the vax is not under cold. It's not under freezing. It's supposed to be 180 degrees under freezing. They just have it sitting on tables or sitting on the floor. This is not the same vax, okay? We might get in trouble. I'm just telling you that it's not. You're probably getting a B12 shot. That's just my opinion. I won't say for sure, but that's what I got out of today so far. Know that you can go anywhere you want without a mask. I'm looking for attorneys to come out any day, like the girl that was at the Oklahoma, and have cards printed like she had that were 6 months ago, that you could enter any business and it was against your civil rights not to let you in if you're open to the public. Now that the so-called president said we don't have to wear a mask, they can't ask you about the vax. Everything's wide open. You get what I'm saying? What do you think, Mike?
I think that the civil rights thing is far enough. I don't trust, I wouldn't trust anything the so-called administrator guy, dude, old fart, says. As far as I could throw him. So when it comes to what he says, it makes a hill of beans to me. I do know that it was big enough from the CDC to make it into the mainstream media, and he had to react. Okay, guys, it just made it official, like Doug said, that, it's a farce to begin with. The whole damn fear thing is a farce, just like the gas shortage, the supposed gas shortage, while the United States is sitting on 30 years of reserves. We couldn't use it in 30 years if we tried. Okay. Of fuel. The mass has been over. It's now officially over, and look forward to a lot of infighting in the states, in the local areas.
And Mike, let me interrupt you for a second. And this is the reason this happened today. Fauci got exposed for sending $3.5 million to Wuhan. He got exposed because the person that was supposed to check into it was the very company that sent the money to Wuhan. He got busted. So what we see is a double anyway. It's not Fauci. He's been arrested for crimes against humanity already, but he's going to be publicly arrested now. This is why they had to make the move to no mask today, because they were in fear of something happening big. And I'm telling you, it's got a lot to do with why the mask came off. But big things are to come, guys. Big things are to come real soon.
Okay, so y'all are already playing out the scenario. Can some governors go against this? Absolutely, the governors can go against it. Who's the head of the Governors Association and have been bragging about it all day today? The dingleberry, that's the first dingleberry that's going to go down in New York, I believe, is the Cuomo. Okay, all right. And he's doing the shot calling, and he's pushing mandated vaccine passport and mandated jabs. All right, so this is going to be part of the big scare event. I do believe that's just going to continue to build. All right. But, we were watching Scott McKay, Mel K, and Michael Jaco a while ago, and they made a very good point that I want you all to be aware of if you didn't hear it. Okay. The point is that we now need to go out into our local municipalities, like we've seen Vail, Arizona do, and the other county do, and take over the school board if they're not prepared to do the right thing. And that's not mask the children and not mandate the jab. Okay. Rob said that the Utah governor just passed today that he is going to leave it up to the school superintendents. Okay, there's your first warning shot right there.
But
The
let me interrupt you
superintendents.
there.
Okay,
The
guys.
lady that runs the union, the biggest union in the nation for the schools, was on TV today saying send the kids back to school. So a lot of things are about to change. You might not have heard that, but I seen it live.
Yes. All right. So guys, we need to be prepared. We need to move forward and keep in action. We cannot sit around and wait for God and wait for Trump and all that to come back without us taking action. Guys, we're going to pay the price for already passing up the civil liberties and freedoms that we passed up before we decided to get off our ass and be woke, okay? And move forward, okay? We've got two great examples in the school system where they went over and they asked the school system to do the right thing. When they chose not to, they asked them, it's going to be a fight then. And they ended up firing the schools boards and voting in new school board members right then and there. Done by the people, led by the people. Guys, that's where we have got to be, all right? We have got to take action. Do not sit around and wait. We can sit around and talk about this stuff and what's going to happen, when it's going to happen, and who's going to be a part of it, the good side and who's a part of the bad side. But if we're sitting around, guys, we're not taking action. Form your groups in your communities and start taking action. Become a voice. Become a pillar. All right? So the mask mandate, guys, I hope we get to see tons and tons of people without masks on the news tomorrow.
My husband is going to flip the hell out if you guys don't take the V. Let him flip, because I ain't taking it for nothing. Not without a gun.
I hope nothing bad happens to your husband, but we're definitely not taking it.
No. You're so right, Mike. Look, guys, I know that it seems like the goalposts keep getting moved. But here's what you got to understand. We're not only waiting for our new banking system and our new government to be put in place. These guys are fighting for our existence on this planet. I'd be a little more patient. You follow what I'm saying? Yeah, we might have secured the tunnels under our country, but around the world, they're not secure all the way yet. So who's know? Tomorrow could be the blackout. It could be the next day, could be this weekend. Who knows when that is? But we have to be patient. We got to believe that God's in control of everything right now. And I know everybody wants everything yesterday. That's the way we were raised. That's the way we are. But that's not how God works. He works in seasons. He doesn't work in hours and days. Okay?
Even though
seasons.
Even though our country is a mess, guys, even though our country is a mess with the fake administration that's in place right now and the havoc that they're wreaking, you got Heels Up Harris running around telling all the people that involved in the White House that they should call her President Harris and yada, yada, yada. I mean, there's all kinds of stupid shit going on to show us how unreal this stuff really is. Okay. Even though all that's going on, guys, we also have to be unselfish and uncentered to a point to understand that these other countries who aren't as civil as we are and didn't have as many freedoms as we thought we had are going through a lot worse than what we are. All right. I mean, live in Israel bombed for 6 hours straight last night.
Wow.
All right. Africa has been pillaged. Okay. The dams that haven't been cleaned up are the ones that they're working on in Switzerland right now. Some of the most extensive dams and tunnels in the world. Everybody thought Switzerland was a neutral country. It's far from it. That's where the center was for the cabal banking. Okay. Not just London, but the international banking was there in Switzerland.
Absolutely.
So, put things in perspective and let's go out in our municipalities and do our part.
That's it. I mean, it's come down to now you can see how much nonsense it looks like anytime you cut the boob tube on. And if you watch even 10 minutes, if this was real, would they need a marketing plan for you to get vaxxed? Would they need to put it on every other advertisement on TV? Would they be bribing you with free French fries or a free donut or $50 or a free ride on the subway if it was all that? Trust me, they can't give it away. They're claiming so many people have been vaxxed. No, they haven't. About everybody I know, if I had to just say out of the 100 people that I know personally, probably less than 25% of them have been vaxxed. And a lot of people under 50 years old have not been vaxxed. Now they're claiming, hey, it's good to give to a 12-year-old. Would you really do that to a 12-year-old? Would you want to change their DNA? I mean, if they're not, maybe it's not B12. Maybe they're just injecting you with saline right now, but you think it's the vax. I'm telling you that the people that have been to where the places are, they're not in freezers, the vials no more. For Moderna or the other one or the Johnson & Johnson, all of them are supposed to be in freezers. They're just sitting in crates beside the people at the tables. So know that it's changed. It's not the same.
Yep. Mindy makes a good point. The CIA still exists under Lake Geneva.
That's when the dams get. I mean, when the dams get, Three Rivers dams get taken out over near Wuhan and all them. There's a CIA supercomputer under there. In Switzerland, there's one underground, a CIA supercomputer. They're getting ready to take all that out, along with everything in DC. If it's Satan worshiping or it's helping with child trafficking, it's all going to get taken out. But by storms or by the wrath of God from space, this is all getting ready to go down.
Yeah, a lot happened today. The mask being the thing, the Three Gorge Dams. There's going to be 3 dams in China that are going to blow. Three Gorge Dams is just one of them. All right, and it's all going to affect the black sites that David's speaking of, the supercomputers that the CIA have had around the world, creating all this corruption in our name and with a lot of our tax dollars. Okay, I mean, you'd be amazed at how very little of our tax dollars actually went to what they said it goes to. I mean, we spent most of the war on terrorism guarding poppy fields and keeping the drug cartel going for the government, our government.
Yeah, absolutely.
So those of you who don't believe the military is ready to see something change, because they got video footage of these soldiers guarding these poppy fields and calling it bullshit. All right. So if those of you don't think there's a great side of military that wants to see a change, then you're going to be mistaken, because you will see them take action, and it's coming more and more to the forefront. The stuff we're starting to talk about now is starting to make mainstream the day after. All right. Obviously, the mask thing made mainstream today because they forced the issue with the CDC releasing their statement. But the thing.
Go ahead, Mike. Are you there?
The thing y'all have to understand is that the white hats are all in charge, and that it's going to go according to the plan, and it hasn't changed. The only thing that's changed is more and more evil keep coming out of the woodwork and exposing themselves. Israel took out the 2 main banks in Gaza today. Gaza is now completely broke.
I know that there's another forensic audit going on currently in Maine, and they're talking about one in Michigan. We're not thinking that it's going to last that long, because from what we heard from Arizona is they found over 1 million bad ballots in Arizona.
Guys, not only that, General Flynn, Linwood, well, we definitely can confirm Milley has been arrested. Okay, General Milley has been arrested. He's part of the Illuminati. Okay, got caught handing off and doing nefarious stuff in the halls of Congress after his hearing the other day. Everybody assumed it was about an argument that happened when they were all taking vote whether to bring Trump back now or later, and that wasn't the case. That was just a story that was told. So Milley's been arrested, and another general's been arrested, along with the the head of the National Guard. Arizona, Rob, thanks for sharing that. Forensic audit has found they deleted the entire drive and directory of the election data 10 days before they were to turn it over. They also found missing ballots and security seals cut and missing. All kinds of missing ballots, and the numbers aren't adding up.
Well, here's the thing: is they didn't want to give them the passwords to the routers, and they thought when they erased the data in the routers or in the machines, they erased the data. Computers, you can erase the data. You can scan that drive and still find the information. They found the information they wanted. They thought they'd erased it. These people are not computer wizards. They were just deleting files and thought they were getting away with it. They still found all the files they thought they got rid of.
The way they went, they found it back door through all the error messages that they had covered up. And that's what they forgot to get rid of. Michael is Gaza is broke and Hamas senior leadership is annihilated. Guys, white hats are at work there too. There's an alliance of 209 countries that are a part of this. Okay, everybody is working together. When you hear about subs from India, submarines from India and Russia on our shorelines, it's because they're working with us. They're not going to try to attack us.
Absolutely. What makes you think that she hasn't been arrested yet? I feel as though I live in Virginia, and I'm pretty sure our governor has been, and he is just waiting on in his tribunal. From what I gather, he never met Biden when he came to town last week. So, not that I seen him on any news introducing him anywhere. Why would a Democratic president come to your state and the governor doesn't greet him at 3 different stops? There's something.
Right.
Go ahead.
Rob, man, we have to bring you on the show with us, Rob. This is big. OSHA just ruled employers who mandate the COVID vaccine to employees are legally responsible if the employee gets sick or dies from the jab.
Wow. Rob, let us know if you ever want to come on the show. You certainly can come on. But all I know is, guys, is big things are happening. That was huge today. They had to do something because what's his name found Fauci lying during his testimony. He caught him. Yeah, they had to make some kind of big move today, or it would have set off other things. So that had to been done.
Guys, a lot of these the CDC, the OSHA, a lot of these FDA, they're going to have no choice here shortly but to do the right thing. Okay, it doesn't mean they're still going to exist. They can try, but they're going to have no choice here to do the right thing. Much like the fake news, the mainstream news media is not going to have no choice but to print and to publish about the election fraud that they still deny. All right.
Yes, they were talking on Scott's show with Kirsten about the White House is being used for tribunals. I've heard that from more than one person, actually.
Yeah, Trump knew
that's why they ran citizen journalists out of there, Richard, because they didn't want him filming near the White House no more. They're trying to knock that down a whole lot. That's why the wall was built. That's it answers a lot of questions to what's going on. There's an emergency meeting in Arizona tonight. I just seen that. I went to click on it and went 10 of them up. So
going on right now, did you hear they shut down the Mississippi Riverboat traffic due to a crack in the bridge? Yes. I think they stopped them because there was something on the barges. Watch the water. Guys, the bridge is cracked. They showed a picture of it, but they shut it down indefinitely, and it is something to do with the barge. Weapons were found on the last barge that got pulled over just a couple of days ago by the military and the Navy.
Why are the doctors pushing the vaccine? Because they're getting paid to push it. They are. Gosh, how fast can that, Doug? People are getting sick as crap from the vax. So they say so.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of that
evidence of it.
A lot of it is narrative, guys. And again, they've made you think, because they're all saying it, they made you think that it's a bigger scheme than it is. Just like they've made you think there's more liberals than there are conservatives, or there's more there's less patriots than there are crazy people who would think that they're liberal and don't even realize what they're getting themselves into. It's not the case. When they tell you Trump got 80% of the vote, that leaves 20% of the rest of the country for Dingleberry over there.
Dingleberry. You're right. The doctors are getting kickback money every time.
That's right.
Every time they have a positive COVID test,
All these scientists,
incentive.
providing written work and getting grant monies for it, are the ones that are skewing their work, their research, to say what they want. The government wants it to say. So that's how they get the money, by saying what the government wants them to say. Climate change, all that stuff is crazy.
They say that we probably took down their planning 201 event. It's probably been dealt with by now.
Yes, the hospital got death certificate money kicked back for COVID. That's why everybody, all of a sudden, cancer was cured. There was no more flu. There was no more heart attack. No more car accidents. Everybody died of COVID.
Yeah, if you fell out of a helicopter without a parachute, COVID got you.
Yeah, I mean, y'all have to understand, Trump cleaned up a lot of the Medicaid fraud while he was in office. Okay, he never left office in the first place.
That's
right.
Let
me correct myself. But he cleaned up a lot of the Medicaid fraud. So these hospitals were hurting for money because they've been frauding Medicaid in the government for a long time now.
So look, guys, know this, that when the new government comes in and we go over to the new everything NESARA, that there's only going to be maybe another year of drugs that need for your body. They're going to get rid of all these pharmaceutical companies because they don't need to be in existence anymore with all the natural cures and the healing beds. They got the beds. They're ready to strip the hospitals of them. It's going to take, who knows how long, a year, maybe longer, to get them in everywhere. But that's what's going to happen. The pharmaceutical companies and manufacturers, they'll blow up all their stuff. Because it's all owned by the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers. They're the ones that make these giant medical universities, and they're the ones that own the pharmaceutical companies. All that's going out the window. That's going to be done.
Along with it, guys, along with it is the UN stuck their head in the U.S. business again today, okay? I will tell you that there is a huge number of patriots, former veterans, that have said, if need be, if the UN rears their ugly head on U.S. soil, they will take action, okay, aside from the military. Okay, so we're talking about former military already taking up action. The UN, NATO, all that shit is crooked. All that shit is crooked as hell. All right? And we're going to be rid of it. All evil is going to be rid of the earth. It's going to be taken from the earth. Whether we have to do it ourselves or God does it.
And that's right. Our so-called government, that is the incorporated part of our government that owns 10 square miles, they are out of money. And that's going to show up here real soon. The stock market's about to crash. It's all going down. And this is real soon. And I know all you people that are close to Mike over there in Carolina to deal with your governor, he's going to have to accept what the CDC says and the government says, or he will be removed from office. That's the end of it. They're all corrupt. It doesn't even matter anymore, Republican or Democrat. They're all crooked. You know what I mean? The swamp runs so deep now that, it's crazy.
Eric and Michael, that's exactly right. He's confirming along with us that General Miley has been one of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. General Hackinson, National Guard, were arrested by General Berger, commandment of the Corp at the Pentagon. Okay.
Who said that? Robbed it?
No, Erica Michael. I hope Erica Michael. I think it's saying his name right.
Okay.
Um,
These things are going, man. We're at 5,000 guys. Hate to interrupt you, Mike. Please share it out. We need to get this information to people. You do not have to wear your mask, even though if you weren't vaccinated, they cannot ask you to produce a vaccination card. It is against the law. So basically, anybody can go anywhere without a mask.
the Podesta trial ended. Yes, he got the death penalty.
Fauci's wife is Maxwell's sister, I believe. Well, his mom is Mother Teresa. Hello. And what is she into? It ain't being the next coming of Jesus. She's into trafficking children. Have y'all heard about what's going on? And I can't even pronounce that, Mike. Can you?
Shungdahai.
Well, if I can't pronounce it, I certainly don't know what the hell's going on over there. I wish I had news for you. I honestly do. I don't know anything about that. What about OSHA?
Cuomo and that bitch that G word from are both guilty of willful genocide. Absolutely. Watch Diamond and Silk. I love Diamond and Silk.
Mother Teresa died.
We'll see. One of the first few perp walks we'll see is Fauci.
Oh, it would be great if he was the first one.
I don't know that he'll be the first one, but I'm sure it'll be
I'd like
one
to
of the
see
first
that former
ones.
FBI director dragged on his knees.
Behind my
I heard
truck.
he's the one
Did I say that out loud?
Mike, I heard he was the one that was spilling the beans because he's scared to death.
Yeah, he could be.
Come on, guys, quit sharing it out. We're a little bit over 5,000 views right now. You can tell when me and Mike got on the show.
From what I understand,
Hey, Victor.
Pelosi will be one of the last ones we see perp walked.
I'm taking a screenshot. All right, guys, I'm back. Yes, sir, Doug. There's a lot of influencers standing around. Now, I know I'm going to click on that. It's going to go. Where did it go? I hate that.
Osama bin Laden, the fake Osama bin Laden, the CIA agent that he really is, will be one of the first ones arrested. That's a good thought too, Mindy. Thank you.
We all praying that God acts soon, but it'll move on his time and not our time. Gates and his wife have been dead since 2013. Whatever you hear is just BS. What?
The supposed GOP, okay, guys, sent a letter. First, let me talk a little bit about the GOP, okay?
Go ahead.
People like Kevin McCarthy and Dan, I can't remember the one from Texas. These guys are just hidden rhinos too, guys. Kevin McCarthy goes whichever whistle blows the loudest at the time. That's the whistle he's going to get on and ride. All right. He's taken thousands upon thousands of dollars from Big Pharma to keep his mouth shut and let stupid shit happen in our government. All right. That's just as bad as the Democrats scheming with their side of it. Okay. He's also got funded to go to Washington to sleep around with a bunch of damn women that he shouldn't have been sleeping around with. What he does in his personal life is one thing, but to get taxpayer money and go sleep around with a bunch of women in Washington, they're all scoundrels. But anyway, so don't think the GOP is going to exist or live after this. All right. But Rob says the GOP sent a letter to the CDC demanding they turn over all communication to the teachers union from January 20th forward. Fauci is being attacked and exposed like a rabid dog right now. Yes, I love it.
That's about
Thank you, Rob.
And just good things are just starting to happen, guys. And just be patient. I know it's super hard,
guys.
We think that we have suffered. Look at the people in Canada compared to what we're suffering. There's no comparison. Do you know what I mean? So have a little compassion. If it takes a little longer, we can wait for the freedom of the world, not only the United States, but to save humanity. I think we can wait a little longer for that. I know people are impatient.
Greg Abbott is a rhino too, I believe, Mindy. He's stuck between a rock and a hard spot right now because somebody's holding a gun to his head. Guarantee it. What about
Somebody
LeBron
posted it's
James?
all optics. That's
LeBron
true.
James is a part of the Illuminati. Yes.
Mhm.
I do not know if that's a clone of him or not. Wouldn't surprise me if it is.
Mike Jaco says that 80% of the military is loyal to Trump. Military is still cleaning up disposal ranks. I believe it 110% because, as we know, when they interviewed that boy that had all the information on the former vice president, that some of our military is involved in the child trafficking, but we think that's been cleaned up. That's why some of these generals aren't complacent with Trump, because they're involved in some of these black ops where they're training children how to kill people.
Kathy, you raise a good point and a good question. She says, do I have to wear my mask at work tomorrow? North Carolina is the only time I wear one. Kathy, I would look to see in the policies of your place of work if they define you how you're supposed to wear your mask. If they do not, put it around your wrist and go to work.
Somebody said, is John F. Kennedy of Louisiana a white hat? I don't know. Yes, people are getting sick and dying after the jab. And some people don't have. Here's what it is. We don't know what that thing's going to do to your body in 6 months. You know, it's affecting some people right away. And people are like, I don't have any side effect. What are you going to be come this fall? Are you still going to be even the same person? Or you know, is hair going to start growing out your orifices?
I promise you, Shelley is crooked too, West Virginia.
The other thing I've heard is that 45 has moved his stuff up to New Jersey now. Everything is up in New Jersey at another one of his resorts. He's no longer in down south. Ted Cruz was found not to be in trouble.
Yeah, I mean Gates and his wife, that she is or it is.
You mean Kevin Klein?
Yeah.
Oh no, that's what's his name? Gates' wife, Kevin Klein.
Yes, they are definitely scheming with the divorce stuff to keep from getting most of their assets, if not all of them, seized from the executive order. Fauci is now a liability for the false White House. They exposed his Wuhan ties. They are dumping Fauci and distancing themselves from COVID. It's damage control. That's McCarthy, a good point. That is a very good point.
McCarthy is a sewer rat. Just the rest of the world. We're finding out all the dirty traitors. He's just like, what's his name? That they busted at the airport. He goes whatever which way the wind blows. You know what I mean? It's always the same guys. Have you noticed that each network has their own set of senators or their own set of congressmen that they interview every day? It's always the same ones. But we don't have enough makeup for all of them. So it's always the network. I have 5 or 6 of the same people I interview every day, and another network I have another set of the same, or some of them do 2 or 3 interviews a day. You're not seeing all of the senators. You're not seeing all of the Congress. You're only seeing what they're letting you see in front of your eyes. It's an illusion.
Buckeye Mom, what are they going to arrest Trump in New York for? I'm not sure what you're talking about. I mean, if you really think that they have a case against Trump on taxes,
Graham, that's who it is. Sorry, yeah. So Lindsey Graham is the same as the other guy. Whatever which way the wind blows.
Lindsey Graham was John McCain's little girl. Okay,
his bitch.
In creating ISIS. Okay, John McCain is the reason ISIS existed. John McCain was the mouthpiece for ISIS. Even though you didn't hear words come out of his mouth about it, he told them what to say and do. All right, guys, John McCain was not a good man. All right, Lindsey Graham was a part of that faction. Therefore, Lindsey cannot be a good man either.
That's it.
Every lie will be revealed.
I take everything that Linwood says. Man, he knows what. Why do you think that he has so much security around him? He knows everything. I mean, he knows, and he's not afraid to say it. He's not afraid to be drugged somewhere. They tried to take his law license. He had a law license to practice damn near anywhere in the United States. They're trying to take every license he's got away to be quiet. He doesn't care. He said, "I'm not scared of you. I'm not afraid to expose the child trafficking. We will get to, it's for the children, right?"
Yeah, absolutely. So the Trump case in New York has been closed, just so everybody knows.
Delta Force is protecting Trump, absolutely, and I believe some of that same force is
Gene
protecting
Decode
Linwood.
says he's off the planet for protection.
Well, when you have to go to the moon, you got to go to the moon. To the moon. They can take
Look,
them there. There's
Trey
bases
Gowdy,
on the moon.
Trey Gowdy got caught by Trump himself. Okay, called out by Trump himself. That's why he resigned.
Ooh, I didn't know that. Fake Biden administration started today that they were going to indict Trump. Whatever. Curious how, for what? If they have anything that they would already used it. They've tried every trick in the book with him. They can't find anything he's done wrong. Linwood is a hell of a good man.
Lindsey Graham's a boot bumper. Yeah, that's right. Trey Gowdy is not a bad guy. He repented, but he had to resign. He can't be in the government anymore. He took money from Obama, hush money from Obama on the Benghazi stuff.
Epic Times reports
All
that
of them did.
CDC director
If any of them deny it, they're all lying. Okay, but they all took money from Obama on the Benghazi stuff.
Yes.
Obama stole $4 trillion. Stole $4 trillion to cover all that up.
Karma is a bleach. We know what you're trying to say. Yes, hallelujah.
That Southern District of New York will not charge Trump with financial crimes as soon as he announces 2024, because he's not running in 2024. He's the president right now.
Yeah, he
he never
for 2022.
Yeah, he's never stopped being the president.
The Colonial Pipeline was black hat.
No, the Colonial Pipeline, they did it to themselves. Okay, they created their own psyop. They did it to themselves, guys. All right. It's all narrative. It was all narrative. They shut the damn thing down so they could try to scare and keep the fear going, because they knew something like today was going to happen with the COVID stuff.
Absolutely. Not everybody's 100%, not 100% with Ted Cruz. He's all right. I'm telling you, we already found out. Is Devin Nunes a good guy?
Did Devin Nunes tell you he's resigning after this one? Guys, all you got to do is understand, if they resign preemptively and you think they've been in government for a while and like it,
they got caught with their hand in the cookie
jar. That's right.
Bitcoin will no longer exist as soon as the Gorge Dam comes down. And everybody that's got their money in it that thinks they're just making money like hell and trying to get people involved. And probably the only thing that's going to survive, as far as we know, is just a couple of coins, and one of them will be Dogecoin. And have you heard the news? They're starting to build the wall back.
It started Tuesday.
Oh, we'll never build that wall again. It's being built back. And
they're
sitting there lying right on, Mike, they're sitting there lying right on TV saying that the border's closed, and they're filming live. They're just walking right across the water.
Yeah.
That's like that guy from Saddam Hussein's press secretary. No bombs here. Nobody coming in there blowing crap up on the next block.
Mike Pence is one of the evilest people in the world. Okay, he sat on "I Love Jesus" chair while he loved to molest children and rape them and murder them in the background. Those are the facts. It's not hearsay. It's not circumvent. It's not anything. Those are the facts.
Hold on while I take a picture. 5361, you guys are doing an awesome job tonight sharing this out. Thanks, guys. We love chatting with you. This is what God wants us to do, is come together and be one and work with each other. Love thy neighbor. This is what it's all about, guys.
I think people like Devin Nunes didn't have their hand as deep as others did in the cookie jar, where he could make amends for it by doing things like blowing up the FISA stuff.
Trump did not pick Pence. He did not. He was given to him, and he had no choice but to take him.
He was forced on him, right?
Yeah, and he knew when Pence did something. He found out Pence was in like Colorado doing something else, and when Trump found out what happened, that the Air Force Two flew back to Washington. And when it came back to where it was in Colorado or wherever he was supposed to go next, it didn't leave his Air Force Two. It left his SAM something, that Special Air Force mission.
Yes.
And the clone was engaged. The clone, a little thinner and had a longer neck. Yes, Pence is kicking up daisies.
Absolutely. He's a disgrace to God.
Somebody
Any
even
other
at
thing
the
that they
end
can
of
mock
Sam-
God will pay. I'm telling you.
The SAM mission was 239. That was the number of the plane.
Karen Pence was bad too. Yes.
I have seen some about JFK. They said they knew it was coming, and they put a clone in the car that got shot. He evidently lived his life out to about 90 some years old. You'll see it all. You're going to know. Somebody being a smart ass said Pence Fauci 2024. Come on, man. God is protecting Trump, but he better stay low. I'm telling you now. You'll never know where he's at or how many doubles and how many clones there are of Trump.
Even the worms rejected Pence.
What is it? These clones, how can they change voices? They put a chip in the back of their throat.
It's technology.
The technology. And who's to say they're not speaking their regular voice, but they go in and edit everything out and put in the voice from CGI. Do you know what I mean? A lot of what we're seeing CGI. How are clones made? You should go to the website we told you to go to and study, or just look up human cloning.
Michelle, go ahead. I'm sorry.
But human cloning, and you'll find out they've been cloning people since World War II and earlier. The Nazis got cloning from the reptilians. The reptilians also helped them build anti-gravity aircraft, and it could also travel in time. That's why, like in 1962 in Maine, a Nazi-looking aircraft wrecked up there. Okay, it traveled in time from World War II and crash landed there. They let nobody see it, but that really happened. Jarrett has been replaced. I would agree 110%. Nazis were Christian nationalists with the side of fascism, and I can't even pronounce that name. We're cleaning up scraps, but there's a whole lot more overseas and in different countries around the world that's yet to be cleaned up. That's when will we get the EBS? When they send it, you'll know right away.
All right. So Michelle asked, did Ivanka Trump divorce Jared Kushner? I'm curious about that situation too, because there's a lot of back and forth story going on with Jared and the religious beliefs there. I'm curious about that as well, but some funny stuff's been going on with Ivanka as well. So we'll see.
Why was Trump, listen to this, why was Trump's plane held at gunpoint at the airport before it took off and his pilot landed on the interstate and got their gun pointed at him again? Where are you getting that information?
That is a good question. Kobe Bryant was murdered, guys. Yes.
Yeah, we're all ready for it to be real. We're all ready, guys. We are ready. I'm ready to be through with this too. but then it'll be the healing part. You know what I mean? The celebration part. Like it felt so good today to post on my timeline. We don't have to wear masks no more. You know, and I would think by tomorrow is Friday that we'll hear from our governor that the state is open 100%. If not, I would think they'll be marching on the Capitol this weekend. I really think they should. I know that they were going to take out Tiger Woods, but they caught it in time. He never was in that car when it wrecked.
No.
I mean, how could that wreck of that magnitude and all of them over the vehicle overturned so many times in a residential area, and nobody's got any video of it?
How about the windshield?
helicopter.
The windshield never broke.
Yeah.
Okay. KJ has got a very good point. KJ's got a very good point. The most important things you can do now is to keep your mind open, because God is revealing many things. God is good is bad and bad is good. Keep your mind open and stay positive, because God is in control. Amen. 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 Hallelujah.
Absolutely, guys and girls. About 10 more minutes, guys, we'll throw into it because we had that opening of 30 minutes, so we'll stay on. Yes, the Nazis flew over the White House in 1952. They sure did. What's up with... Okay, I clicked on something and went to something else. Sorry.
I think Doug Collins is one of the only few guys. When Julian Assange says 98% of the government will be gone after this, that's what he means.
Yes, from what we heard, you will get the interest that's on your birth certificate.
From what I know to be fact is there's only 7 senators that are on the clean slate.
And the rest of them committed treason.
Treason. Yep.
We need some people to start running for office.
Yep.
But here's what it is. That government might not exist for you to run for office. What I heard behind the scenes is instead of having 1,000 people to run our government, it's going to be about 50 or 60. And it won't be life terms anymore where people are in there 30, 40 years in the same position taking handouts. I've seen a lot of George News on YouTube. Yes, I have. I believe that there are white hats and black hats. I believe there is a DS, a Cabal, and a CCP. What I can't get is the payoff. Gassar Nasara Bowl. What part do you don't get about it? That we got all the money from over in the Vatican, and that we're going to get paid back on all the money they stole from us, our parents and our grandparents? You don't get that part? Yes, somebody put only 10% of our government will stay.
Rob's got another good point. He says he truly believes that patriot channels and presenters with huge followers are also putting out bad info because they know the cabal is listening, keeping them guessing. Absolutely.
Well, I hope I get the call up to the big leagues here. We're getting called up from AA, and we're going to go right over AAA, and we're going into the pros here in the next week or so. You'll see, guys. Instead of 5,500, 6,000, there'll be 50, 60,000 on the stream, because we tell what the truth is, the real news, not what they want you to hear. It's what's real, what we know to be real, not what somebody's telling us to say. Okay.
I'll be right back.
Is there a new government going in New Jersey? It's going throughout the whole country, just not in New Jersey. The new government will be the entire state, the whole USA. Did Pence try to assassinate 19? Yes, he did. Him and Paul Ryan did a couple of years ago, and they got caught. They got all the emails, and then they were going to just take out Trump because they couldn't get him on being nuts. Remember when they tried to go after his mental capability? Not like they couldn't go after Biden's mental capabilities, but when that failed, they were talking about assassinating him. That's the real reason that Pence was taken out of office. Yes, we will have a small government. I don't know what they're going to do with the illegals. We don't know how much of that's real and how much of that is optical. Yeah, there's a bunch of them. Let me write this one. Pelosi and the Congress itself committed global communist corp in January 6th when Pelosi brought Aldifa, Black Lives Matter, and all that to the Capitol. Absolutely right. They caught them red-handed. Them the ones that got all them people into the Capitol and created the so-called riot. And in the end, where it is, it already shoot things running fast. Somebody had typed "God wins." I can't even get to the comments. They're just moving so fast. Will we know the 7 senators that weren't guilty of treason? Yes, you will know them all. There's a list somewhere of it now.
The birth certificate stuff is going to be best explained by getting the book. Oh Lord, I forgot her name. The author. In a Telegram group, about 4 days ago, maybe it was the weekend. They were posting a lot about becoming an American nationalist. And I can't remember the young lady that did the presentation with the other presentation, but the author of the book, that was very pertinent information on getting all your birth certificate stuff straightened out and claiming that money. Pelosi's not a Nazi. She's
part of the Italian mafia. Her parents they already proved their parents were in the Italian mafia. Bush Sr. was a Nazi. They changed their name when they came to this country. You got to know that almost all presidents that were put in office were put in by the cabal, except for Kennedy, except for 45. The rest were put in. That's why they took Kennedy out, and that's why they don't want 45 back, because they can't be bought. You know that JFK was the one who's going to expose everything about the aliens back in the 60s. Plus, he wanted to eliminate the Federal Reserve. He wouldn't go to war. He wanted peace. And they decided, we can't have all this. We can't make no money with free energy and no fighting, no bid contracts, all that crap.
Yes.
Reagan was good till the end.
We saw that dumbass Biden tweet that said either you get vaccinated or wear a mask until you do. Sorry about his luck is all I can say.
How many people are going to go by what he said? I don't believe nothing he says. But the best part is we're not going to mess with anybody. I got to get the part where he says that I'm going to find it. He says we're not going to prosecute or enforce any laws on the people that haven't been vaxxed. So with him saying that with his big mouth, he just admitted that the whole thing was fake. Or they would try to separate us, which they have no way of doing. Excuse me. Go ahead, Mike. Doing a great job, guys. We enjoy talking to you. We have 5,609 people on the stream. God bless each and every one of you for coming in here. I mean, it's nothing.
Julian,
me and Mike, go ahead.
Julian Assange is being kept safe, guys. I see a lot of you asking about Julian Assange, but he's being kept safe. And rumor has it that he's like son of Elvis and Marilyn. But those are rumors. I do not have any way to confirm any of that.
They'll let you know when your money's available, okay? We need to switch the government over before we can pay you. So, not us, but the government will pay you. Assange is Trump's cousin.
Yes.
Yes, he is. And that even Elvis is connected to Trump in some kind of way.
Just like Phil McConnell, guys, who's a great patriot, had a lot to do with the beginnings of this movement. They're being protected. They're being taken care of. I can promise you, Pelosi's not even close to getting $12,000 quart ice creams.
No, she's be lucky if she can get a flavored icy. And it's not her anymore anyway. It was a clone. Then they got a double that's like 35 years younger than he is. James Wood is doing a wonderful job, but you just want it to be over, don't you? I do. Trump's brother is alive. He plays a double for him in Florida. When you see him down there, and he don't never talk much, once in a while, the real one will show up. But the look-alike always wears the hat way down like this because they don't have the same hairline. And he doesn't say but a few words in point. He's his brother playing a double. He didn't die. He had plastic surgery. And if you go back and look at the pictures, he looks a lot like his brother. And with a little plastic surgery, he looks an awful lot like his brother. Elvis and Trump are in the same bloodlines. So you take Trump's uncle was personal friends with Tesla. What does that say? They got all of his inventions, all of them. And it just comes out of all the cures for cancer, the cures for heart disease, the cures for arthritis, the cures. They have all the cures naturally, not by drugs. Who is Trump's brother? I don't know his first name. I'm sorry. But he's the one that supposedly died last year. Remember when he went to New York? I would like to see Pelosi's house mowed to the ground. They've done so many dirty things with her and her husband, buying old courthouse land and then paying pennies on the dollar for it, then turning around and sell it for millions and millions of dollars. Why would the Evergreen container be in Israel? I don't know. I haven't tracked that lately. Frank Trump was his name. Robert Trump. That's who it was. Robert. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Ain't no Dylan Trump. Oh, no Fred Trump. Lincoln is somehow in the bloodline too. So it's crazy. I seen a picture with all of them. I was like, wow. Why was Kobe murdered? Because he would no longer capitulate with cabal. He wouldn't do the things they wanted him to do. Fred is another brother. Well, thank you. I didn't know.
Mark Taylor and Chris McDonald are great patriots. Mark Taylor's a a prophet himself. He wrote about the Trump prophecy in 2011.
Well, we'll find out. We know Michael Jackson's alive. We know Elvis is alive. We know Princess Diana is now Queen Diana. We'll find out about Kobe. We don't know. Princess Diana, her husband gave his boys up to the cabal. They're both clones that you see. Wow. Texas Ranger finds 5 little girls abandoned on his ranch, 11 months to 8 years old, no food or water. What kind of human being does stuff like that, Mike?
Not one that I know of. That's the stuff that keeps me awake at night, man. And prayer is the only thing I get peace and rest in. And just know that God's going to take care of the little ones.
Let me take a look. 5594. Good job, guys. Good job. 55.
Robert Trump.
Yes. Then they got another brother, Fred. Wasn't he the one that died of alcoholism and drugs?
Yeah. Mm.
And that's why Trump said he never drank, because he seen what it did to his brother.
Right.
And he said he's never took a sip of liquor in his life or beer. That's what he says. I don't know.
Yeah, I'd like to have a Q drop right about now too.
Oh,
A current one.
yeah. If you notice, there ain't been no current ones quite lately.
For a while.
All we're seeing is old drops.
But a lot of them have been good to see again, because it helped raise our eyeballs to things that we weren't seeing.
That's my shirt, and probably somebody's going to put in here, well, how come you don't have one of the shirts that are in Telegram? Because when I made that up, them particular shirts didn't come in the biggest sizes. They only had them 2X. So the next ones I made will have the 3Xs. I'm a growing boy. I'm just growing the wrong way. You're welcome. Absolutely. Research, guys. Don't always believe what we say, I hope. But if you have any doubts to what we say, go to DuckDuckGo and do your own research. We've always said that from the start. You know what I mean? We've always said that from the start, to do your own research. Well, when you find out he's still alive, you won't call it BS. How about it, Bill? Remember that Trump was best friends with Michael Jackson.
Guys, encouragement is going to be found in the Word of God. You know, everybody would like to say a prayer, just say so. We'll bow our heads now and pray.
That's it.
But the Word of God is where you're going to find your encouragement right now.
Well, let's hope. I think that she's on the list to get arrested if she hadn't been arrested already. She helped, just like in Michigan, put people in with COVID in old folks' homes. She did the same thing Como did, and she will. Her day will come. God bless all the children. Obama was Hitler's grandson. Yes, and that's right. Here comes CNN. Check it out. All of a sudden, you don't have to wear a mask no more. So guess what, Mike? Here come the rallies.
The rallies. Yeah, you know, when Doug first told me that this afternoon or earlier this evening, that's one of the first things that I thought of is that, you know, which one of the patriots, the white hats, decided to call Joe Biden and tell him to put his big 2 cents worth in on the mask mandate from the CDC. And I mean, it's just funny how you can now see from watching it so much. You can now see how much of the stuff that's coming out in the mainstream is put out there by the white hats through these evil dumbasses that got themselves caught, you know, and can't do nothing but capitulate right now and play their role.
I know that President Trump has a sister, and they don't get along at all. She has actually, I think, written a book bad about him too.
Guys, one way to know what's going on in the White House, look up the phone number and call it.
I don't think nobody's answering that phone.
No, they're not. That's part of the point.
It's part of the clown show.
That's right.
Like I said before, they wouldn't be trying to bribe you to get the vax if it was good for you. They wouldn't need a marketing campaign. They wouldn't need every radio station marketing the vax. If it really cured anything, people would be lining up to get it with not any advertisement, not any encouragement, and no bribes. End of story. You seem to run an honest show. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that.
It's going to be biblical. It's already been biblical.
When does the no mask start in our country? Today, 2:30, East Coast time. You cannot be asked to wear the mask no more. Yes, Trump's niece wrote a book. I know that his sister has got some terrible things to say about him. She probably wouldn't give her no money. Yeah, I'm gonna go along with that too. 70% of the population is vaccinated. I think, just like anything else, turn that number around, maybe 30%.
Maybe.
You know what I'm saying? People are seeing through this crap, guys. They really are. They're knowing that it's all bull.
Guys, several counties around here in North Carolina shut down the shot sites because nobody was coming to get them.
JFK Jr. said he doesn't want to be president. His Telegram channels says that he's vice president. I sort of doubt that. From what we've heard through our channels, is he wants to work at the healing centers. JFK Jr. He wants to work at the healing centers and help people overcome all the crap that's going on.
Yes, we're gonna talk about the Pentecost on May 23rd this Sunday. Okay, this Sunday. We're going to talk about that on Sunday's show.
Diana helped take down the castle, Mike. Helped take down Hollywood. JFK Jr. helped take down the government. Ooh, amen.
Amen. Hallelujah.
Have you heard any names from the sporting world? Oh, you mean the guy with the basketball? Which one? Flynn will be VP. Don't know about that either.
Flynn is the VP right now, I think.
Is he?
Yes.
Well, I want him to give me a call. I want Linwood to be in office. Everybody be on the end of a rope. You're dead. That guy's a beast. Burn
Guys.
Hollywood. Here, let me tell you, Mike, let me say this. Now, listen, guys, very carefully. When you just said burn Hollywood, it did burn. One of the studios burnt to the ground, Universal. Secondly, everything that's been filmed now for new TV shows, movies, is not filmed in Hollywood no more. It's all filmed down in Georgia at Atlanta, because I personally know a guy that's been in Hollywood for 40 years, starred in 40 different movies, been in many TV shows, and I see him and talk to him quite often. They're all filming down at Atlanta at that studio down there now. The Hollywood's not being used anymore. He's going to be in the new season of Ozark too.
A bit of news that we could clear up about everybody's posting and hearing and asking about AG Barr being at Gitmo on trial or arrested. We can now confirm without question that he's not arrested. He might be at Gitmo in Alaska as a witness, okay, during the tribunals. That is the extent of his existence right now. He is a patriot. He is a white hat.
Bomb Disney. And I think I said it last night, and I'll say it again tonight. Walt Disney not have the money for Disney World. He was loaned that money by the CIA, and they bought that swamp down there for pennies on the dollar. He is a 33-degree Mason, and they recruited him to build Disney World, okay? He was not even a very good artist, to be honest with you.
Mindy, I promise to do everything in my power between now and tomorrow to find out what is really going on in those roles. Doug's got her comment on the screen there. I think that's a good thing to clear up, because I've heard several different ways, both ways. Very trusted sources from what we just shared with you. So, I mean, it still could be wrong, guys. We're human beings. But we'll go from there. I'll get it cleared up, and we'll report back to you.
The Illuminati supported Hitler against his will.
Roy Cooper has his hands in the deep state, yes.
It's Cooper deep state.
Guys, you got to understand, Sidney Powell is from Durham, North Carolina.
I believe she's got a little something for that governor down there.
Yes.
You can best believe that.
Okay.
This is what happened today is so huge. I hope you guys kind of grasp what's going on. This is pretty much the federal government saying no more masks. So now how can anybody in individual states, because they took the rights away from Cuomo and his emergency powers in New York, so he can't enforce nothing. That state's wide open now, whether he likes it or not. His emergency powers were taken away. I know they were trying to get Cooper's taken away, and what you're going to see is more emergency powers taken away. They tried to empower themselves the other day with the gas shortage, like 7 governors, but they didn't get. I don't think they got the emergency powers.
Cooper's a deep idiot. Yes.
Me and Mike are actually clones. Me and Mike are actually clones, and they have the real ones of us is stored away in a bunker.
Not really.
Walmart
All
is
right.
funding
How many's on with us, Doug?
5,511. We gained over 2,000 people when we started talking. People love us. Hey, look, guys, I don't want to keep much longer with Mike because his bladder explodes every 30 minutes. I'm just kidding. But anyways, guys.
It does. Look, this is my water
That means
bottle.
everything's working
This
correctly.
is my water bottle, a gallon
Oh,
a day.
God. Well, then you should get one with a wider opening at the other end, and then you can use it for your pee bottle, too. Don't choke on the water. Okay, so listen, guys. Straight up, man, thank you for coming out. Thanks for showing up and supporting us. Great things are happening for our show as we speak. I had some people get in touch with me today. I'm not blowing our own horn, but
Mindy,
we have gained the attention of the top echelon of what this all does. And I told Mike that before the show. We'll let you know more about it, and you should start seeing us on big shows soon. We're talking the top tier people. I'm not going to mention particular names, but you're going to start seeing us on them shows as well because we've gained enough attention. One of our videos has 103,000 views, no, 106,000 views, and I've gained 10,000 people in 3 weeks of subscribers on YouTube. So we're getting out there, we're reaching people, and we're real. We give all the glory to God. It's nothing about me and Mike. It's about God wanting us to share the information with as many people as we can. That's how we got to connections. Who knows? We might be interviewing Gene Decode in 3 weeks. Just don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But them are some of the kind of people that we're going to be on them shows real soon. We'll probably know something in the next couple of days. But let's end the show like this. Mike, let's go ahead and say prayer before we end the show.
all right.
God, I'd just like to thank you for everybody that comes to our show. God, thank you for letting us share the real news with the people and bringing us together as one as you would want. And just thank you, Lord, so much for everything you're about to do and the things that you have already done in our life. With all your glory, amen.
In Jesus' mighty name.
Wow, guys. Look, if we just help one person tonight understand what's going on in the world today, we feel like we've done our job. Let it be known that this is a place you can come to not be ridiculed and come in here and share your ideas and your intel with us and help us get it out to other people. That's what it's all about. That's what God wants. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for being on tonight. Mike, you like to say anything in closing?
God bless each and every one of you. God bless the United States of America. And God bless those around the world that are taking up the fight with us. And God bless those that are giving all the glory to Him. Hallelujah.
All right. Good night, guys.